Well, John, a thrilling 3-3 draw with Leeds on opening day at Ellen Road. Where do you even begin to pick that one out?
I think the best place to start is just with the performance, from not necessarily from a footballing standpoint, but from a work rate, effort, desire, hunger. It was amazing. I thought the lads put in such a shift. Particularly, I've been critical of them over the past couple of weeks for some of the performances we put in pre-season, and it was just the polar opposite today. And so to come away, we're disappointed with having not won the game. But anyone here today probably knows that a point is probably slightly unfair on Leeds, and they're an excellent side. They created a lot of chances. But yeah, the lads thoroughly deserve that for the way that they went about their business.
What does it say about today's performance, the fact that you're standing here after taking a point from Ellen Road, one of the toughest places to come in the Championship, disappointed not to take the win?
I think it just shows what the lads are capable of, and a big thing for me in terms of what we spoke about before the game was making sure that they have as much belief in themselves as we do as a coaching staff, and I think the fans do as well. And once they show that, and once they did show it in patches in the game, we looked a really decent side. So I think it shows that we're here to compete at this level. I think we gave Leeds a really, really tough game. I don't think any Leeds players are coming off thinking that was an easy afternoon. I thought they had a really tough time, and I think that is the bare minimum we should demand as anybody connected to the football club.
What did it take from the boys to sort of weather that storm in the first 10-15 minutes?
I think it took the goal going in for us to just settle down in a weird way. It was probably the best thing that happened in the game, because we were all over the place for 10 minutes, and I didn't think it was anything that I thought it was things we could have prevented. So when the goal went in, we just settled down a bit. We decided that we're not going to play like we did there. Maybe Leeds took the foot off the gas a bit, and it's difficult to blame them because of how easy it was for them in the opening exchanges. And once we did that, once we settled down into the game, we looked a lot more comfortable, and we looked a lot better. I think what will come together as we go on is a bit more in possession. We didn't really show too much of that. We showed it in glimpses, and the first goal was a really good goal. But I think as the season goes on, we'll see a bit more of that.
A dream debut for Elias. How did you sort of view that goal going in? What did you make of it?
It was a really good move, unbelievably good ball from Marlon. We know he's capable of that, and Elias did what he's done really well for the past couple of seasons out in Denmark, and he put his foot through it, and there was enough power on the strike to see it in the back of the net, and I think that just settled the boys down again. We can come here and we can compete. It's going to be difficult, it's going to be really tough, but we're more than capable of doing it.
And Lange's goal, picking up a loose ball off a set piece, is that something, set plays you wanted to take advantage of here today? Yeah,
absolutely, and Leeds were really dangerous from their set plays as well. You always get that when you've got players of their calibre playing, and I thought we looked dangerous from our set plays, particularly towards the end. We had a couple of long throws that went close, so Moxon's delivery was really good towards the back end, and it's really important if you don't score from the first phase of set plays to pick the ball up and try and recycle it. Callum's got that in his locker. We've seen that when he's been fit for us at the back end of last season, and I'm really pleased the ball ended up in the back of the net.
What was your message at half time, and was it sort of similar, the second half play out similar in a way, sort of it needed the goal for us to settle it slightly and get the ball down and play?
Yeah, I think so. The message at half time wasn't to concede within 2 minutes, which we did, and that just made the second half quite difficult actually, because we were probably clinging on to the draw rather than the win at that point. And then I just think we grew in confidence. It's just getting that realisation into the boys that you can compete at this level, and if you do calm yourself down a bit and compete and control the ball, then there's opportunities, there's space that opens up. I thought we gave Leeds' backline a really, really tough day today. Elias ran his socks off, Lange was superb, Conor Ogilvie was a constant outlet, we just need to make sure that we don't go into games being too overawed.
You obviously know a lot about this level of football, but what did today's sort of events and ongoing teach you about the Championship and what to expect this season? A
couple of things. I thought Leeds have got some outstanding players. I think they're a really good team. Some of the football on display from them and some of the individual quality. The players been linked with multi-million-pound moves to the Premier League. If I'm a Premier League manager, I'm snapping them up tomorrow. And so it taught us that. We knew that the level was going to be difficult, but also I think you can come here and you can compete. We can definitely compete. We have to make sure we're not starstruck by that sort of talent. We weren't for large parts of the game. It's difficult. You've got to stay on top of yourself for 90 minutes, for 97 minutes, whatever it is. And I think if the lads do that, then they're going to be competing at this level really well.
How much pride do you have for your players, and how much can they take from this moving forward as well?
I think the the standards have been set to a bare minimum in terms of what we expect from those intangibles, the work rate, the desire, the hunger. And that makes me really proud of the lads coming through a difficult spell over the past couple of weeks where I say again that we haven't been particularly good, and we've looked like we're lacking in a few of those things. What we have to make sure is that it doesn't take going a goal down, or it doesn't take coming to Ellen Road. And I'm really confident in the fact that we've got these 2 home games coming out this week that we'll naturally have that lift, and we'll go into these games with real positivity.
It's obviously quite a gut-wrenching end in the sort of manner that they equalised, but I'm guessing you would have snapped someone's hand off for a point at Ellen Road.
Yeah, I think so. I had a sneaky feeling that we were going to get something, probably because we'd stood here this time 7 days ago when we'd been so poor, and the lads have been responded really well this week. And yeah, we would have taken a point before the game, I think, and that's not being negative. And then to concede so late on in the manner we did, we just need to be a bit more, bit smarter, a bit less naivete. We nearly lost the game as well. I actually thought it was a really poor refereeing decision, but we nearly lost the game. We've got to be better at managing games towards the back end.
And a solid effort on the pitch, and a solid effort on in the stands as well.
Yeah, amazing. Absolutely brilliant. The fan base tucked away in the corner there, and the Ellen Road faithful, I think, for large parts were sort of outsung by the Portsmouth fans. It was brilliant. It was brilliant to see, and I know everybody's enjoyed their day. Probably thought the worst when we went a goal down within 10 minutes, and particularly on the display. But really pleasing to send them home with a point. Shame it's not more, but I think the fans will have a great time heading back down south.